What's going on, everybody? Good morning, late morning for me, for some of you, already the afternoon. And I think it's time we go into a little bit of detailed discussion of one of the most controversial parts of Monday night's game, Seahawks versus Lions. And there were some things said about this play, or I guess you could say it was two plays, that were interesting last night. The NFL elaborated a little bit on some stuff here. The league has come out and said some stuff that we as Seahawks fans should certainly take note of. And I think this merits further discussion for us as fans. So, Greg Bell has this article up on the News Tribune, posted it last night about the plays. Mike McDonald goes for two when his team is down 8 in the, I think it was either the late third or the early fourth. I think it was the late third. And we don't get it. And we end up losing the game. Now, before I say anything in this video, let me be very clear to everybody. What happened here had nothing to do with us losing this game. There was certainly a scenario where it could have, but that scenario did not play out. So, everything I'm about to say, understand that for this particular game, in this particular moment, it ended up not mattering. And that's a very good thing, because on this one particular play, the Seahawks quite simply got hosed. So I'm not going to read through the whole article, but it outlines a few different elements of this play. First, the technical elements of this play, where you have DK Metcalf catching a ball in the end zone, getting his knee down inbounds with control of the ball, and going to the ground out of bounds, and the play gets ruled on the field an incomplete pass. Okay, so that happens, but the play never gets reviewed. There is a penalty on the Lions, so we get to try again from the 1 yard line, but either Geno misses the throw or Bobo runs the wrong route. I would say it was not a very good play call, but that's subjective. Whatever. So we get the 2-point conversion, but we don't get credit for it. We get a second chance at it, which we don't cash in on, but it should have been reviewed and reversed. I'm personally very confident that that 2-point conversion should have counted and would have counted if it was reviewed. And a lot of people were wondering, well, why didn't Mike McDonald throw the challenge flag? And the answer is he didn't think he needed to. According to the NFL rules, and this is something outlined in this article, every play that is a 2-point conversion, scoring or not, is reviewed. So I'm going to scroll down to the part of the the article that calls this out specifically. All 2-point conversion tries, whether successful or not, are subject to the league's officiating department reviewing them with video replay. Only the replay official or the senior vice president of officiating or his or her designee may initiate a review. So Mike McDonald did not challenge it because he cannot challenge it. So what did Mike McDonald do wrong here? Maybe he should have demanded it. Maybe he should have been like, you guys need to look at that. He caught that ball, and you're supposed to be doing this without my input. I should not need to have to throw a flag. And in fact, based on my understanding of this, they treat it like a scoring play, where you can't challenge a scoring play. It's reviewed by default. So, quite simply, the NFL messed up. The NFL messed up, and because of that, we didn't get the 2-point conversion. So what would have been a 6-point game becomes an 8-point game, and obviously that changed the game at the moment. So quite simply, the NFL messed up, or the referees at that game messed up. However you want to put it, it wasn't on us, it was on them. The only thing Mike McDonald maybe did wrong was he should have been more demonstrative. But I mean, the referees should do their job. The NFL officials should do their job. So I can't really get mad at him for that. So if you want to know what happened there, why that play was not reviewed, it was because the officials messed up, and a play that should have gotten reviewed was not. And again, I personally am very confident that would have been overturned if it went to review. The good news is it has really nothing to do with why we lost. We can't even say, oh, that would have changed everything in terms of game flow, right? Because it was a 2-point conversion. A 2-point conversion is in isolation from everything else going on. Like, the Lions are not going to change their game plan if they get the ball back when they're up 6 opposed to 8. I don't have any reason to believe that. And the Seahawks, after the Lions scored to push it to, at that point, a 15-point game, never allowed the Seahawks to get within 1 score. So, again, there's no universe where this decided the game or had any meaningful impact on the game. It is a very annoying and stupid oversight on their part, because this stuff should be second nature to these guys. It's a matter of the officials not knowing the rule or ignoring the rule and letting what could have been a significant moment in this game go for no reason. Like, you can't really explain why that happened in any way other than to just say the referees made a big mistake. So that's that. I wanted to talk about that. But then I want to talk about the mechanics of going for 2, because I'm in a Discord. I run a Discord, by the way. Click the link in my description if you want to join the Discord. I'm on X. I'm following a lot of Seahawks accounts, or I have a lot of Seahawks accounts in a list. I see some stuff on Facebook. And generally speaking, I think people freaked out when we went for 2. Which, I'm cynical like this on this regard. I'm kind of cynical. Cannot shake the feeling that the reason why people freaked out was because we didn't get it. So I'm cynical like that, right? I don't think people would be freaking out if we got it, and we should have gotten it, and we got hosed. So for me personally, I'm just not going to get that mad at it. But I want to explain the mechanics of this. This is what they refer to sometimes as analytics. This is the new NFL. And Greg Bell's article has a whole section about Mike Macdonald and analytics. So let's think about this for a second here. This is the new NFL wisdom. When you are down 14 points in a game, and you're in like the second half, any point in the second half, maybe you could say the last 20 minutes or so, maybe the fourth quarter, whatever, but you're down 2 touchdowns. It's in the second half of the game. You score a touchdown. The new wisdom is you go for 2. And the reason why that is game theory. Because if you go for 2 there and you get it, you now have a really good opportunity to win the game in regulation. Because now you only need a touchdown and an extra point to win. And your odds of hitting an extra point, if you get if you get another touchdown that would hypothetically give you the lead, is really high. The rate on making extra points in the NFL is like, what, 98% probably? Maybe a little bit lower, but it's well over 90. I think it's over 95. So you give yourself that opportunity to basically guarantee a win if you can score a second touchdown. If you don't get it, you can still tie the game, but you just have to get the 2-point conversion the next time. Generally speaking, and this may change because of the renaissance in NFL defenses, the odds of getting a 2-point conversion successfully is about 50%. I think the actual rate is like 48%. But if you game theory it out, your odds of winning go up significantly if you try to go for 2 on the first touchdown. So, there. That's why it makes sense. And in game theory, makes all the sense in the world. I'm telling you that right now. Because I know some people really didn't like this, and I think there are some circumstances where it would make sense to not like this. But game theory-wise, it makes a lot of sense. Because if you go for 2 twice in one game, on average, you're going to succeed once. Because the success rate on 2-point conversions, if we accept that it is 48%, let's say it's 48%, on average, you're going to succeed 1 in every 2 tries. So most of the time, you're either going to succeed on the first one or the second one. And either is fine. All you have to do is succeed on one of them. And if it's the first one, you've drastically boosted your chance to win the game. Right? I don't know what the exact percentage is, but I'm very confident that going for 2 on the first touchdown in that situation boosts your chances of winning the game by a few points. That's what analytics is all about. But let's talk about this exact circumstance here. Let's think about this exact situation for a few minutes. We are on the road. We're missing 6 key defensive players, 5 starters, and Murphy, who's a key rotational piece. The defense can't stop anything. We're not getting much pass rush. We're not tackling that well. We can't get Goff to throw an incomplete pass. Nothing's hitting the ground. Can't force a turnover. And on the other side, our offense has a fireball coming out of its butt. Geno Smith is dealing. DK Metcalf, he's making stupid mistakes, but he's also having a very explosive game. Lockett's playing a good game. JSN's making catches. We got AJ Barner having his big breakout game. Ken Walker is going off. Zach Charbonnet doing his thing. So what side of the ball are you going to trust to go over the top to go win the game? It's the offense. So you're trying to steal a point in a situation where stealing a point might end up being a big deal. What you're trying to get is a situation where you get very lucky, because you needed to be lucky to get off the field on defense. So in that situation, you're down 14, you scored the touchdown. If you get the touchdown, get the extra point, you're hoping that you can get lucky, get off the field on defense, because let's be clear here, it would need luck. Like, I'm sorry, but with the way our defense was playing, with the way our defense was depleted, and with the way the Lions were playing offensively, it was going to take some luck to get off the field. You get the ball back, you drive down, score a touchdown. That just gets you to a tie. So you need all those things to go your way just to tie the game. And then guess what? You get to overtime, guess what? You lose the coin toss, it's over. You win the coin toss, you better score a touchdown. Realistically, in that situation, whoever wins the coin toss wins the game. So, literally flipping a coin to decide the game, it feels like in that spot, right? Can we all agree on that? If that game got to overtime, whoever won the coin toss was going to win the game, barring some really, really fluky occurrence. So, that 2-point conversion gives you an opportunity to win the game in regulation. Without going for 2 there, the odds of us winning in regulation are minuscule. Like, we could tie it. There were okay chances of that with an extra point, okay. But we're trying to get ourselves a little slice of winning percentage in a spot where things look bad, right? Like, in that situation, down 8 points, pending a PAT after a touchdown, with the way the defense was, the odds were stacked against you. So I don't understand why it's supposed to be a problem or an issue that they decided to do something a little bit exotic and give themselves a little bit of an edge, an extra chance to win. And by the way, remember, in that circumstance, if you don't get it, like I said, if you get the ball back and go down and score a touchdown anyway, you can go for 2 again, still tie the game, which you would have had anyway before, which, I mean, you would expect this offense, the way that it's playing, to convert one of their 2 2-point conversion chances. Remember, we're in a dome. The weather's not affecting anything at all. Climate controlled. This offense should be able to punch in a 2-point conversion. And by the way, again, they did. So I saw some people get really bent out of shape out of going for 2 there. And again, I'm cynical. I kind of think the only reason why they were upset about it is that it didn't work, instead of because it was a bad idea. So there are going to be games where it won't make sense to go for 2 in that spot. Situations where you don't like your quarterback, you think your offense sucks, and you like your defense. Your defense is playing great football. In that spot, okay, that's a little bit different, right? Then I want to trust my defense to give me a chance to win the game later. And I'm not going for 2 there because I don't trust my offense. I don't like my quarterback. I don't like my offensive line. I don't like my playmakers. I don't like my receivers. If there's nothing I like up there, okay, that's a little different. Then I'm going to put the faith in my defense. But Here in this game, put the faith in the offense. All right. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Those are my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think, but wanted to talk about a few different angles there.